Aviation expert and former military pilot Justin Green joins us here on set now. Justin, thanks for being with us. So we mentioned the FAA is now restricting the airspace for helicopter flights near Reagan indefinitely. Give us a sense of what goes into a decision like that, and what was it like before? How busy was that airspace for helicopters? What kind of missions and activities were they carrying out?
Well, if anyone spends some time in D.C., they see the helicopters. They're ubiquitous. They're flying many different types of missions. The HMX-1 flies Marine One. That's the president's helicopter. They have a whole squadron there flying the vice president and other staff members. But the Army unit also flies to the Pentagon and all places around. So it's very, very active helicopter trafficked area. There's defined routes that the helicopters are supposed to fly on. They're defined geographically. They're also defined, how high they can go. One of the things that this investigation is going to look at is whether those routes are safe and whether the airplane was the helicopter was complying with the altitude restrictions.
Justin, it's interesting because you're also an aviation attorney, so you've actually represented crash victims. What happens in a case like this? I mean, are we likely to see lawsuits come out of this?
There almost certainly will be lawsuits. The families, when the family, for over 20 years, I've been representing families in this circumstance, and they are devastated. They've had a sudden traumatic loss. They don't know what the future holds. But the one thing that every single one of my clients has always wanted is to make sure they find out exactly what happened and make sure it doesn't happen to someone else. That's going to take some time.
Yesterday there was some criticism about NTSB investigations in general and how they often take many years to come to a conclusion. Why does it take so long to get these answers for families?
Well, many years, usually about 1 to 2 years. But the NTSB is going to do a very, very thorough investigation. And what's, I think, frustrating for the families is under the discipline that the NTSB brings to the table, they don't want information, preliminary information or people jumping to conclusions. But now, months after the accident, when the families still haven't gotten answers, it gets very frustrating. But it's really a question of the thoroughness of the investigation and the need to get everything right, not to get to a quick result, get to the right result.
So many families looking for answers, and even just the flying public that wants to feel safe again. Justin Green, thank you so much. We appreciate your expertise.
Well, thank you for having me.